Jerica ni Youngyats. Hello, my name is Jerica, and I am Mohawk Métis from the area of Renfrew and Oka, Quebec. But I originally grew up in Picton and now live in Hamilton, Ontario. And I'm here to talk about the calls to action that the TRC put together and that the Canadian Roots Exchange is promoting, and calling the world really to action on these recommendations that aren't necessarily recommendations, but rather seeking to actually have people follow through on the recommendations. The recommendation I chose to represent today is very meaningful to me because I'm an educator, and it's under the section of education. So the call to action is number 8, and it says, we call upon the federal government to eliminate the discrepancy in federal education funding for First Nations children being educated on reserves and those First Nations children being educated off reserves. This issue speaks very close to my heart, as I see a lot of First Nations youth struggle to have an equal education and find equal opportunity in the education system. There is still a lot of work to be done in this area, and it is by no means finished, and that some schools on reserve do not even have access to a school to go and attend, and that's a baseline of where we have to start. If we want children to be educated, they have to have the facilities and the means to do so. And for the students who do have a school, I think we really need to invest in having their funding match that of public school students and Catholic school students across the country. Because if we create that discrepancy, then we also see it long-term with stereotypes and other messages that come out about First Nations children not wanting education and not seeking it out, but rather the story is that they don't actually have the means to acquire that kind of education. So for number 8, call to action, I think it's incredibly important that we have equal opportunity in this country for First Nations, Métis, and Inuit youth, and that by looking at the calls to action that we actually act on what the TRC has recommended for us to do as a nation. So, thank you.